with the Isle of Man Vicar, walking by the sea, sharing tales and laughter. Come along with me. Morning dew is shining.
Hello,
Seagulls call.
and welcome to another walk with me at the Isle of Man Vicar. I've got that round the wrong way today, doesn't matter. So I'm the priest in charge of the parish of Arbury in Castletown, and also known as the Isle of Man Vicar. And I've just parked up just along Scarlett Way. It looks like there's a load of runners out at the moment. That's going to be interesting. It's always a bit mad for me. I always pick the right moments, don't I? But I don't know if it's KWC runners or doing cross country or something. King William's College, I should say. So I know I could have walked to Scarlett, but I'm running out of time, as always. So trying a couple of things out today, a bit different. So first of all, I've changed the frame rate on my camera to 25 frames per second instead of 30. I don't know. Apparently it helps. Don't know. We're going to give that a go anyway. I'm going to use. I've got down here a little magnetic mount because I've noticed as well. Sometimes it's nice to have the point of view stuff, POV, using the baseball cap or the head mount, and just turning to see what I'm seeing with my head's different. That's great. But actually, it causes a lot of movement and sort of the tippet to side and things like that. So maybe using the chest mount, kind of, there's like a magnetic necklace thing, if you like, here. See if that gives a sort of better perspective, something a bit steadier. But we're trying stuff out. It's a new camera. It's the DJI Osmo Nano. So we're trying that out and trying a different way. It's quite a nice day today. I'll talk more about that. And the main thing I'm going to be talking about today is 2 years on the Isle of Man. Just that kind of review, if you like, of where we are and what we're doing and how we're getting on and that sort of thing. So that's what I promised I'd do a video on. So that's what I'm doing a video on. It won't be short, will it? It never is short, but we're just going to go for the walk now. I'm not even going to cut this. I'm literally going to take the camera off. Okay. Oh yes, I won't get a preview because of the mic I've got running. Okay. Interesting. So, okay. Doesn't hold in the middle of the. So I want to have like the video to be in landscape, so I was just making sure that it was connected in landscape. So I'm really not going to see anything. The microphone, when you connect the mic, DJI Mic 2, you lose the live feed, which I thought was a really odd thing and probably should have been more clearly noted. I've been using it without the mic, actually. I forgot. I haven't really been using the mic because it's such good quality microphones on the Nano, I will say, that I really haven't needed it. The sound's been excellent, superb in fact. So yeah, this is Scarlett looking over to Langness. It's a lovely day. It hasn't been lovely, it's been very grey. It's been chucking it down, absolutely torrential rain. We've had lots of flooding. Even today there's been warnings, high tide warnings, like coastal overtopping that we get from time to time. So along the coast, that you can get a bit of flooding going on. A lot of roads have been flooded and streams have washed away pathways and landslips and all sorts. So it's been quite an eventful time. This is quite full, actually. Looking at the pond. So yeah, what feedback do I need from you? So I'm using the mic. I'm going to not be able to see anything about what I'm recording, but okay, that's fine. So yeah, my settings are rock steady, 25 frames per second, 4K, he says confidently. Short walk and then we'll have a chat. I'm really loving the Nano though, I must say. It's been really good. I feel confident with it because I know it's waterproof. I don't worry about it so much. It is kind of an action camera, but it's not super robust because it's small. Oh look, got herring down there. Again, you probably won't see it unless I lean forward. Herring down there. Loads of herons along the coast here and on the river. God. Do you know, with exploring round, you forget how absolutely lovely Scarlett is. You forget how interesting is all the ducks. Again, I don't know if you can see those, but not going to disturb them. It's such a beautiful part of the coast. It's interesting, especially this time of year. You're not laying on the beach or anything, so you know the old lime kilns we're coming up to now. The beautiful rocky coast, sort of plates, the layers of stone that you get here. Very interesting geologically, although I have no idea about it. Path could do with some work. Keep saying they can't bring stuff up here to do the path properly. Keep putting it off, but they could really do with remaking this bit of road. It's actually a road. Yeah, another busy week. So I usually try and get out and record on a Monday. And apart from assembly prep, I was doing some other stuff as well, and I got a load of emails through, a lot of stuff to do with the new role with dealing with the social media for the diocese, which is going fine, but get kind of bits and bobs that have been coming through on a Monday. So the trouble with having a Monday as your rest day is that lots of other people have different days as their day off, if you like. So you end up getting lots of people send you emails and stuff on a Monday. Which I don't have to answer everything, but there was a couple of urgent bits that came through. Plus I'd picked up a funeral last week. A lovely family. We've gone through quite a lot for another funeral will be coming up. But there's a few interesting things actually to talk about today, but I want to do the 2-year review, and I'll probably talk about another couple of things, which is Vicar's on TikTok, which is completely hypocritical because I'm a vicar who appears on TikTok with clips from my walks. And yeah, that's interesting. I don't know whether I want to talk about the bishop's vote in Tynwald. So people who don't know, the bishop over here, a bit like sitting on the House of Lords, sits in the Legislative Council and has a vote. But the nature of their role, a lot of people are against that. See, this is where I was thinking about sitting and making a brew and chatting, to be honest with you, not far. Got the ham radio station just over there. I thought maybe, if this is free and clear, ooh, he says slipping, that this might be a good spot just to stop and have a chat. It's a beautiful view. And I was going to say, because we've got some cover, but to be honest, I'm not sure I need it. It's quite dry at the moment. Yeah, this is it's just whether or not, yeah, there's not much of a roof on here, but you could come down here and probably stay dryish at the back. Think about coming down when there's a storm going. But yeah, might carry on a little bit. That sunlight on the sea is incredible. Not sure if the tide's coming in or going out. I won't get cut off or anything, we just don't know. Find a spot. Yeah, where it's crashing in here, there's a lot of mist and spray coming off those waves, so I don't particularly want to be sitting over there. I wouldn't have thought I'd probably get quite damp. But let's have a little walk along towards the water. I'm sure the light is in your eyes. I know I'm filming towards the light and that's not the way to do things, but do you know what I might do? I think it's nice to get the ambient sounds. I might actually take the turn the microphone off. Give me just a second. Have I been... Why does it look like it's crooked? It just looks really off. Where's my horizon? So you've probably been like looking at a... is that off? Oh my goodness, yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so one thing is clearly that one of the things it will struggle with is keeping a horizon. Glad I've turned the microphone off so that I can actually see what's going on. Is that right? That way. Interesting. Yeah, it's almost like the necklace thing is not the best for holding the horizontal, if you like. It's good for turning it for a if you're doing social media and you want the portrait kind of view. Whoa. Amazing. Lovely. Right. Oh, this is, whoop. Yeah, this is slick, this rock. Where it's a bit wet, it's and I've got pretty grippy boots and I've got my Vivo barefoots. And I tell you what, this is slimy. So what I'm going to do is I've got a little crack here in the rock and it's a bit dry around the edges. Yeah, I could just feel, there's a good thing about the boots, I will say, with the Vivo barefoots, it's like you really do feel the sort of ground beneath you, so you kind of notice that you can almost feel its sliminess even though you're not feeling everything. And the idea is just to have that ground feel, that earth, that like connectiveness to the earth. That sounds very hippie, doesn't it? But yeah, you have that connect, so you can really actually feel that you are kind of feeling the sliminess of the stone underneath your feet. It's unusual, really unusual feeling, but it does help you to stay stable, because I knew straight away that I had to be careful there. So interesting, noticing that the camera is looking down, looks really level, and oh, I've just nearly dropped it. And actually, it's not. There you go, that's what my little screen does for me. Oh, tells me what's going on. Still, as I always say, it is what it is. A bit worried about whether I'd be warm enough. And clearly it's lovely. Got a thermal top underneath, like a thermal base layer, and a hoodie. I've got waterproof with me in my bag, packed away, but it's fine. So having the light pointing at me is probably better. So I think, okay, interesting. So that's just dropped and hit the ground. It's fell off. Thankfully I got the case on it. So, I am not overly confident in the necklace, because I just took down a step and the whole thing just fell off. And I don't care, it's got a case on it. The case has got a couple of scuffs on it now. But, okay. Yeah, maybe we won't be using that on the way back. I might use the selfie stick. Sun's out. I'm going to point myself a little bit away from the sun. I'm going to set up the tripod, start making a brew, and we'll have a chat about 2 years on the Isle of Man. Catch you in a moment. I should have just brought a pad with me. I brought the kind of stool with me and I'm sat on a rock. I don't know. Wrong preparations were made, but it's fine. What do I want to do? I want to make a brew. So, going with the usual. The bioethanol little stove with the puck or the like little shoe polish tin to make my brew today. Such a great little stove. Probably my favourite. It's got me out of some trouble when my gas stove just didn't... did I run out of gas or something on a camp? And this thing just kept going. Hold on, let's not do it like this. Let's stretch it first. They get curved in the cup and then they don't push against each other enough to give them that kind of grip that they need. Actually, I was going to say, is this going to be first time? No, not quite. There we go. We're on a little bit of a, not too bad though, a little bit of a slope. Yeah, it's going to be fine. Let's get some fuel out. He says, hoping he's got fuel with him, which I do. Got all sorts of cooking stuff and come on, Simon, you brought fuel with you. You absolutely brought fuel with you, didn't you not? Oh no, I swear I put it in here. I did. Is there no brew? I must have put it on the side and then not put it into... We're not having a brew. It's a travesty. It's cancel everything. No, definitely not. I got it out the blooming thing. Right, we're gonna have a nice glass of water. I'll be fine with it. Oh no! Put this away then. I've got 2 bottles and I keep them topped up, and I must have got one out, which I know I did, thinking, do I need to top this up? No, it's fine, and then didn't put it back in. So that was a bit stupid. But these things happen. I'm not going to go thirsty because I've got some water with me, which is absolutely fine. I love that sound. You've got getting the sound of the waves crashing on the shore. It's funny because I made sure I had coffee, but nothing to heat the water with. I'm not going to start collecting twigs and making a fire, so which could have been a thing, but not around here. Rather not. I like to keep things contained, controlled. Just double checking in my bag. Although if I found it now, it'd be quite annoying, wouldn't it? Because I've just put everything away. Oh well. Let's move this a little bit closer. Let's see if we can get it closer without it completely collapsing on me or falling. There we go. We might need to just adjust it slightly to allow for the ground underneath it. Something like that. Something like that, I'll do. These things happen. I've got water. Still good. So, let's talk moving to the Isle of Man 2 years on. What's it like? What's it been like? How are we feeling after 2 years of being here? Well, so we moved, I think it was August 2023, and yeah, we kind of came with open eyes, and we kind of knew what we were getting into a little bit. So I wouldn't say that we came here with some kind of fantasy dream or anything like that, which is probably a good way to come. Just think of it as a place you're going to work. We felt called to this place. I certainly did. We felt like it was a place that we were meant to be. So we weren't coming here because we thought we'd live some fairy tale life of dance along beaches and you know, walking amongst the forests and there never actually being any work to do. So there wasn't a crazy fantasy about it, but it was like a bit of a scary moving to an island that a few years before we probably didn't know anything about at all, and I mean at all. So I won't keep going through the story, but in short, a colleague of mine who I worked with in London was born on the Isle of Man and decided he wanted to come back here, and then invited us to come and visit at some point. COVID happened, we didn't visit for a couple of years. After COVID, we went, we should go and actually not be flaky and actually go and visit. We visited, fell in love, and started looking at the possibility of moving here. And it took a little while, but sort of a year and a half later, we were on our way on the ferry overnight from Haysham. Won't do that one again. And we started our life here. My ministry didn't start properly, he says. My licensed ministry as the priest in charge of the parish of Arbury and Castletown started at the beginning of September, end of August. Yeah, is it end of September? It might have been end of September. I should know really, shouldn't I? It's in my diary. and yeah, we started, and yeah, so I started my ministry here, and so yeah, it's just been just over 2 years. And so what are the things we've taken from it so far? So there's lots of videos about sort of the benefits of moving here and the negatives of moving here, but I'll just throw some out there because I get asked lots of questions online, on the streams, in the questions about the Isle of Man, and there's positive stuff, there's lots of negativity as well. Well, should we talk about some cons first? What are the cons? I think some people talk very negatively about the island, which is a real shame because it's an amazing place. And I think that's a lot of people who've never left have always lived here and have watched it change. Because change is always quite difficult and painful, and I've seen that. And it's, yeah, they can be quite negative about the place and saying about the government gets a lot of stick, and they probably deserve a lot of it, fair enough. But the government gets a lot of stick, and it's quite a big government, if you like. So a big, there's a lot of money goes into managing the island for such a small island. There's way too many government employees per person on the island, way too many. I don't think anyone can deny that. So a lot of money gets wasted, a lot of tax money gets wasted in just so many government roles. And then it needs to be small government, which is probably, what is that? Is that a conservative trait? Or in America it'd be a sort of a Republican trait, but small government, it needs to shrink to match the size of the island and the population. I mean, this island's population is no bigger than kind of a large borough council or something, so it's a bit odd. But yeah, it's huge, and I think there's quite a lot of wastage that goes on. What else? For people who want to get on and off the island, it's not the easiest. So when we first got here, the big thing was that there just wasn't enough air traffic controllers. So you'd find that when they're on there, like, there'd be the air traffic controllers having a break, which they legally have to do. That was the big thing a lot of people missed, is that they have to have a break legally. They're not allowed to sit there and work through their break as an air traffic controller because the potential for disaster is huge. So they have to have breaks, and they have to only work certain length of shifts. There was times that the airport was closing early because they didn't have the air traffic controllers, and it was closed for lunch, so aircraft couldn't land or take off and things like that. And that caused a lot of upset, and people were very angry about it. But there was a shortage of air traffic controllers across the whole of Europe, so it wasn't just a localised thing. And the airport gets a lot of stick as well, and at times it can be pretty poor with the flights. A lot of it's the airlines, not necessarily the airport. So getting on and off the island is not that difficult, but some people run into trouble, and I think you've just got to either not move here or take it in your stride and accept that you're going to struggle to get on and off at times due to weather, due to sickness of the air traffic controllers, because it's a small airport. It's an airport on an island. Same with the ferry crossings, so there's lots of upset about this new Manxman ship and how it was problems with docking, and they'd spent so much money on it, and yet it was having issues getting into docking at certain times, berthing at Heysham and Liverpool, and lots of wasted money seems to have happened there as well. And with the new ferry terminal in Liverpool, money wasted there. And the other side of that is a lot of people complain that the boats used to sail in all weathers, and now they if it's too rough they won't sail. But the Nano went across recently, and that's the kind of fast boat. It's like a catamaran type thing. The fast boat went across, and it caught some pretty bad swell in the middle of the sea there on the crossing, and there was cars damaged and people were ill, and it was really messy and scary for people, and didn't like it. So they can't really do right for, like, if they sail, it's too choppy and too rough. If they don't sail, then they're letting people down. But again, it's that island living, you know. take it in your stride. It's just one of those things. It's frustrating. I've been caught, my wife was caught for 3 days in Liverpool, couldn't get back because of flights being cancelled because of the weather, because of storm. They paid for her accommodation, they moved her flights for free and everything, and she was able to get back with my daughter. And you get boats that are delayed or cancelled, and if you don't accept that that's what it's going to be like, then you've probably got some problems, haven't you? What else is there to say about that? Yeah, so getting on off the island, so you've always got an extra step to most of your journeys around. If you're going on holiday or going to Europe, if you go for package holidays. So if you're constantly trying to get off the island, then it can be a problem travel. For me, I just try and leave as little as I have to. I don't go anywhere, which seems like a really silly thing. I love it here. What would I be going to another place for? So I've been across a few times for medical appointments with my daughter, and I did a kind of a project, like a thing with Liverpool Hope University, and I went to Cambridge as well to preach at Christ's College, Cambridge, which is amazing. And so each time, you know, I've flown or I've sailed or whatever I've done, and it's been great fun. Yeah, I didn't have too much problems. I had my delays and things, but I didn't have to stop overnight. And so yeah, it was fine. It was absolutely fine. And but not having to leave too often and not appreciating where you are. I haven't got the stir crazy kind of I'm stuck on an island thing. My wife looks forward to coming home every time she comes back. My daughter went across to London for her 18th birthday to see some friends from London and came back going, oh God, glad to be home. I guess if you've lived somewhere else long enough and lived a few other places, we moved around quite a lot. This place is pretty special. I mean, look at me, I'm sat on by the water, by the sea, with the sound of birds around me. The sun's just kind of going behind the clouds at the moment, with views of Langness Lighthouse and the sound of the sea and the sound of the birds and the pebbles on the shore and the amazing scenery around me. And it's like, well, what am I going anywhere else for particularly? I'll do some summer holidays, especially as the kids get older and it's just Tash and I. It's so much easier anyway. We'll do some foreign holes in the future, and we'll do what we did before when we had to go, which is we leave a day early, we come back a day later, and we stay at a hotel at Gatwick. We stay at the Block Hotel overnight. It's not too expensive. It might add a couple £100 more onto your trip if you like, but that way we're not stressing about the travel. And if you book far enough in advance, you can get return flights from about £50-60, probably cheaper at times, but £60 upwards. It's only when you book late that you end up really, so last minute, if you've got to leave for something, family illness, funerals, weddings, things like that. If it ends up being a bit last minute, then it could be more costly. But no, if you just don't leave. I genuinely think that if you have that attitude, but if you can't, I think if you have that feeling like you're always, how do I get off this island? How do I get off this island? Oh, I'm stuck here, I can't get off. If you start repeating that to yourself, then yeah, absolutely, eventually you're going to be miserable, because yeah, it is harder to get away. It does cost you money to get away. Again, it's that, I hate to say it, don't live on the island then. There's other places you can live. We've moved to the island. You can move to anywhere you like pretty much in the world and start a new life and do something different. But there's lots of bonuses which I'll come on to later. What else has been difficult? It's hard to think of anything, because a lot of the stuff that people say, so cost of living, let's talk cost of living, because everyone goes on about cost of living. Some things are a bit more expensive, some things are the same, some things are cheaper. So people love to talk about things that are more expensive. Food, don't see much difference, to be absolutely honest. They reckon that it's so much more expensive. It's not at all. And having come from London, southeast London, the Tesco's prices have gone up all over. Like the food prices have gone up all over. Everything's gone up. Cost of living is a problem everywhere you go. I don't find it any more expensive. Things like mobile phone contracts might be a bit more pricey. We went with a cheaper deal with sticking with the same phones. We replaced phones using back market, which are second-hand phones. because I'm not here to buy my kids the shiniest toy that they can get their hands on that's £1,000, you know, when I can buy them a phone for a couple £100, 150 quid, and get a £10 a month SIM card, which gives them unlimited text and data. So if you're smart about it, you don't have to pay a lot. I've got myself iPhone 16 Pro Max because I use it for photos and filming and things. So I actually use it as a tool for my job. I didn't get it because it's the shiniest. It's got a great camera on it, and I wanted that for when I'm out taking photos and recording stuff. So it's a bit of investment for me. So our contract's a little bit about 125 quid because of that. But apart from that, I'm running 5 phones for just over £100, which I don't think is that bad, including paying for the actual handset for one of them. So yeah, it's all right, it's fine. And that will go down as my kids get older and get their own phones and getting their own money and earning their own money and want their own stuff. So I don't suppose, although my daughter's moved out a while ago and I'm still paying for her contract. So, but there you go, it's fine. What else? Cost of living. So heating is often through oil over here. You've got oil and gas or electric. And a lot of places are still oil. Loads. None of the new properties can be, I don't think. I think I'm not even sure they're allowed gas. So it's like electric everything. But our property's oil. It's funny. So in the winter you top it up and you have to put quite a lot into it. But in the summer we barely use it. It's hot water. We only put the hot water on when we need it. So it's like, it really isn't. I put I think a few £100 at the beginning before the summer, and I didn't top it up again until just recently. And is it more expensive to heat using oil? I don't think so. I mean, we're doing all right. It's definitely a cheaper house to manage than my last property, which was a 170-year-old vicarage, and that cost an absolute arm. I think I was paying £500 plus a month just to heat and light it, and it was never warm. So it's all right. It's fine. What else? On the cost of living, so food, eating out can be reasonably pricey, but that depends where you eat. So there's a great place that we go to called Man for a snack out. You've got McDonald's over here, you've got Starbucks, you've got Costa Coffees, you've got KFC. You've only got one McDonald's and one KFC, but it's fine. There's loads of other places you can eat out. There's some really Smash Burger in Douglas is great. Man, as I always promote, I will always promote him because it's just such good food in there. And then you've got little local cafes, loads of local cafes, and then you've got a few little chains and stuff around. But it's great, it's fine. And they are what they are. If you eat out, it's going to cost you. And some of the restaurants might feel a little expensive, but they're very good. And if you like eating out and you don't mind spending out a little bit more, I remember going to Pizza Express in Bexley Heath in London, and it was we went for an impromptu anniversary meal. Just went, we have not booked anything. Let's just go out and grab something somewhere. And we ended up going to Pizza Express. I think we spent £80. We'd had a pizza and a couple of drinks, and it was right. How have we managed to get an £80 bill from eating next to that? We've eaten it here and spent about the same amount of money and had amazing food, starters, main courses, bottle of wine, and it's come out about the same. So I don't think it's particularly more expensive. You can eat out in some very nice restaurants here, but there's plenty of choice anyway. So 2 years down the line, what else? So let's talk family. So my parents have come over to visit. My wife's parents aren't really well enough to come and visit, but she's going over there next week, I think it is. She'll be going over there for about a week to spend some time with her family. My brother's been to visit me over here, come and stay with his family. So it's all right. It's fine. But for my family, so my son, the biggest wrench for me has been my eldest son went to university in Aberystwyth. He actually dropped out. He's got a job now. He went through all loads of stuff and we weren't able to be close to him to help him out and support him and things. But a lot of it's of his own doing and he knows that. But he's got a job now. He's about to move, in November, he's about to move into his first flat of his own. He doesn't own it, he'll be renting it, but his first real own place apart from like a room in a house with other students. and he's doing well, you know, and he's got a girlfriend and he's happy in Aberystwyth. And so there's that, you know, we're not going to see as much of him. And that's kind of gutting. Love him to move here and be here. But he's making his own life just the same as I've made my own life and left my family behind. So, if you like. And what I do like is the fact that he's willing and confident enough to go and do his own thing and not to rely on living, you know, never moving out of the same town or village or anything like that. He's doing that kind of adventure, if you like. He's treading his own path, I think would be the phrase. But my other kids, so my oldest daughter has got a job and she's working. She did some courses over here, did some other education, got her exams and things, but got a job in Boots and is happy doing that at the moment, and works fine, enjoys it, and she's got a place with her boyfriend. So yeah, she's gone from being probably the only person who was really against the move or really unhappy about the move to making a life here. And she's got a really nice place out in the middle of nowhere, Foxdale, but out in the middle of nowhere in Foxdale, where she's got you know, chickens running up to the back door and horses in the field next to her, and she loves that. And she's just passed the CBT, so she's it's a biker island as it is, passed the CBT, and she's now riding a motorbike. Scary stuff, but she's living her life, which is great, and she's I think she's been quite successful. So I'm really happy for her, and she's saving money and is looking to buy a place over here. So that's how her life's changed around. My second eldest daughter, so my third child, Grace is, well, she's been in the choir. She's in the cathedral choir. She's she did well at school. She's now gone off to college, and she's doing criminology and forensic science or something like that. Forensic science and criminology, one of the two. Kind of mixed together course, and she's loving that course, and she's doing really well there. And she's got friends, and she goes out. She was at the fireworks display last night, and she's always seeing mates and pals and friends, and she's just got a job at Marks and Spencer's, paying really, really well. It's not a secret how much they pay. I think they pay £13.75 an hour for a 16-year-old. It's really good. It's really, really good. It's above they pay the living wage. So what a fantastic thing to be able to work a couple of days a week. She's going to do a few hours on a Friday and then work a Saturday. At the moment, Christmas temp, hoping to stay on permanently. And yeah, and she's got proper training, and they're really looking after her, and she's loving it. So she'll be earning good money doing that. So she's got a job, she's got friends, she's got social life, she's got clubs that she belongs to, and she's getting a good education. Can't ask for much more. And I don't feel worried when she's out with friends and she's out. They're not kind of sitting in a park drinking alcohol. And that's not to say that doesn't happen over here. There's plenty of kids that do that sort of thing. And my youngest boy, Jacob, is just doing his GCSEs at the moment. Could try harder, should we say, but he's all right. And he's got friends. He's got a girlfriend. He's got, he's 15, but he's got pals, he's got a social group, he goes out, he's got his online friends as well, so he's got his, that sort of thing. So, yeah, he's doing all right. God, the sun's really coming down. What time is it? 3 o'clock, just after 3. It's got clouds over that way, so it's settled below the clouds now. So yeah, he's very happy. My wife, she came over here. We weren't sure what she was going to do when we got here. She decided she wanted to go back to work, and she's got a job training as a pharmacy dispenser, working for Clear Pharmacy over here. It's all right. She enjoys it. She enjoys the people. She enjoys the people that come to the door, come in the pharmacy. She likes the people she works with. They don't pay as well as Marks and Spencer's. She doesn't get sick pay. There's a few little problems like that. I'm not particularly, not that she has a lot of time sick, but just like, it's one of those things, you know, when when a company doesn't pay you off the sick pay, you know they're perhaps being a bit tight. When they're paying you the absolute minimum wage, they're being a bit tight. But hey, that's my view on it. And she enjoys it. She's very good at it. Very, very good at it. Because she's good with people. She's such a friendly soul. So yeah. But she, and it's meant she's been able to bring more money into the household because we lost a lot of benefits coming over here. I should talk about that. There's a couple of things I want to talk about actually. And she's enjoying that that financial freedom, because obviously I kept her poor and I didn't. She had all the tax credits and child allowance. She still gets a child allowance. But she does all right, and she's just got herself a new car, replaced the car she bought over here with an electric car. She's got some 3-year-old electric Fiat 500 and zooming around the place. So she's enjoying that. You know, she's got some getting the clothes that she wants, and she's fitter and healthier than she's been in a long time. A lot fitter and healthier. Oh, I think she's lost about 3.5 stone, something like that. Something crazy. Mainly in the last year and a half, I guess, maybe the last year. She's doing really well. She's fit, she's healthy, she's working, and she's got friends, and she meets with friends for lunch, and she goes out. She went out to bingo the other night. She's got people she knows and gets on with. So she's I'm just checking to see people walk behind me along the path behind me. So she's really enjoying stuff as well, I think, and we've talked a lot about it, you know. She's even said herself, we made the joke on the live stream, which you can watch back, which got a lot of these sort of people asking questions. We joke about it and say about, you know, if one of us was to die, would the other one stay? And both of us are like, yep, no doubt about it, we wouldn't go anywhere. So our commitment is to this island and to the parish, and it's here, it's very much here. So, couple of bits I wanted to that came to mind as I was saying this, and that was one of them was that I wanted to say about drugs on the island. What was the other thing I was going to say about? It'll come back to me. Well, drugs, there is a problem with drugs on the island, and it's a bit like rural communities of any kind. Quite often that can be an issue. Quite often with an island, there's too many places that people can bring the stuff in, and there's definitely drugs around. It's not as bad as I found it in London, where you could smell it walking down the street. You would be driving in your car, you get wafted it through your air conditioning, and your car would fill up the stench of the car in front of drugs. You know, we had the balloons with the nitrous, and people doing nitrous. You'd have those bottles all over the place, littering every park, every corner, every car park, everywhere. And the much harder drugs, obviously, as well. But there is a drugs problem here. So, yeah, are you going to see it day to day? Probably not. Are you going to smell it around all the time? No. But there's still a known drugs problem over here, so we're not going to beat around the bush on that. Benefits was the other one I was going to talk about. So yeah, don't come here, that sounds harsh, doesn't it? But don't come here expecting to get everything you get in the UK if you just arrive here. You can't move here and then claim unemployment, tax credits. You can't claim any allowances over here unless you've lived here 5 years. So you're not going to get anything. So yes, we could talk about illegal immigration. I don't mean migrants. We've got amazing people who move to this island. I'm a migrant. I've migrated to this place, so I'm no different. But you won't get anything. The only thing you'll get is child allowance. That's it. And that's fine, because I'm not paid into the system. Why would I expect anything? This is a separate nation with its own government, its own coffers to manage, and so you shouldn't expect anything. But I pay tax, my wife pays tax, my kids are paying tax now, so all three of them will be paying tax into the system. So, you know, that's just what it is. So if you're living, if you're really struggling and I know what it's been like. I'm low paid, if you like. I am low paid. If you are struggling financially and you're living on tax credits, a move here probably isn't going to be for you, because you're not going to get all that kind of financial support. And rightly so, as I say, not paid into the system, why should you expect it? That would be the same for any other country that you would go to. You don't expect to kind of turn up and just start claiming everything under the sun. But it's still a very benevolent place, and they do look after you. But the nice thing is, when there are people you need to speak to in government, I will say that you get to speak to those people in the department. So if you've got things because you do your own tax return every year here, it's really straightforward, really easy. Everything goes through the system, all your wages and everything's already there. You check it off, you do anything else you need to do with it, you submit it, it's done. That's all there is to it. It's so easy. Mine's a little bit more complicated because I'm kind of self-employed, if you like. I'm not, but I'm treated almost as self-employed for the purposes of tax, but that's just a weird thing. I still do PAYE and national insurance and things, but yeah, anyway. That won't apply to just about anybody else, I don't think, unless you're coming over here as thinking about being a minister on the island. So it's not an island to come for benefits. Is it an opportunity over here to start business? Yes. I don't think there's any corporation tax, or there's lots of benefits of businesses setting up over here, and that's probably why it's considered a tax haven. It really isn't much of a tax haven unless you're really, really wealthy. It's not. So it's kind of a tax haven for the ultra rich, if you like. The millionaires and billionaires maybe, but it's not really a tax haven for anybody else. So the taxes are probably for the average worker slightly higher than in the UK now. So there you go. But there's other places you will save. So insurance is cheaper over here. If you're insuring a car, because cars they might get borrowed, they're not going to get really stolen over here, because where would you take it? It's an island. There's nowhere to take it. So you don't have that same issue with car theft over here. So the premiums are generally on car insurance a lot lower. We saved a fair bit. House insurance, again, because it's a very safe place, is a lot lower. So we saved quite a chunk on household insurance. So fuel prices are about the same. So you pay same for petrol over here. Yeah, so there are savings to be made. Plenty of shops to choose from. There's people moan about it, but you've got Tesco's chain over here. To talk about an Iceland has applied to perhaps open up a big store over here, like a warehouse store or something they called it. I can't remember, but it's going to be big. So that would give some more choice, if you like. So some main ones. And you've got like local retailers, farm shops, Robinsons, spas, places like that all over. Co-op, obviously. So we've got Co-op over here. So there's plenty of options. So it's not the worst place to buy food. Plenty of choice. And I guess it's the last thing really to talk about, because it's not going to go on forever, is got a fighter jet flying across. The other thing to talk about would probably be, sorry, I love watching the jets when they come across. We get some military aircraft coming across here every now and again. Lifestyle. I love it. If you're an outdoors person, it's very loud. I thought he put his afterburners on. If you like getting out, camping, walking, hiking, if you like the beach, if you like the sea, if you like canoeing, kayaking, sailing, climbing, rock climbing, shooting. There's different rules around gun ownership over here, but there's some rifle clubs and shooting clubs and things. I've joined a ham radio club. If you're into sports, amazing for sports over here, ridiculous. I've got some of the best sort of rugby, football teams, hockey teams, and all sorts of athletics and things. Cycling, obviously, over here. If you're into your motorsports, you can watch, especially motorbikes. There's tons, obviously, with the TT, Southern 100, Manx GP, the Manx Classic. Got rally racing over here as well. Petrol heads love it over here. and some of the most amazing roads with unrestricted roads, so you don't have a 70-mile limit on the unrestricted roads. You can go as fast as is safe to go. Yeah, so there's lots of that sort of thing to do as well. There's museums, there's landmarks, there's castles. Yeah, and what you don't have over here, shops-wise, and there's a couple of there's a good high street in Douglas, and then there's a few other shops around the island. And then what you can't get, you can order. Takes a little bit longer perhaps to get here, maybe a day or two. You're not going to get same day Amazon or next day Amazon. Very rarely will something come the next day when you order it on Amazon, but it'll get to you. So what is there to worry about in this day and age? Hopefully it makes you less of a consumer and just buying stuff because it's going to be delivered, and you get that hit of endorphins from getting something delivered to you the same day as you order it. But if you like the outdoors, a bit of rural life, I don't think there's many places better. Not that I've been to anyway, and I've travelled a bit. I'm looking out now and just looking up at the clouds. It's looking beautiful, and we've got the golden sun just setting over there. Just amazing. So yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. So lifestyle-wise, if you're into those, if you want, I mean, there is a bit of nightlife. There's nightclubs, bars and stuff. There is a nightlife definitely around Douglas. There's a pub culture over here, which is a bit more old school. So you can actually go to a local, and it'll be packed on a Friday or Saturday night. A lot of the locals. So there's much better pub culture than there is, I found, in the UK generally. Yeah, I think you'll find the social side of things if you make the effort. And that's the last thing really to say on this. A lot of it's on you. If you want to come here and move here and live here, then don't come and want to change it into the place that you've come from. Don't want to, well, if we only had Lidl's and Aldi, if we only had this, if we only had that, then I'd like living here. If the weather was better, I'd like living here. If only we had this activity or that activity, we need a multiplex cinema, although I think we're getting one actually. We need this, we need that, otherwise I'm not entertained. Then, yeah, do you know what? You're probably going to be pretty fed up. And you'll bring all those negative ideas, it's not good enough here until it has that. If you embrace it as it is, the amazing local people, and I do mean the Manx people, there's lots of lovely people who've moved here as well, particularly from the north of England, so they're the salt of the earth anyway. And then you've got the Manx people who are amazing. And I got a little comment again today on a YouTube video going, because I said, you know, the welcome here is much better in person than it is if you look at Reddit or if you look on Facebook comments and stuff. And someone went, I said something about, you know, people wanting to move, and someone said, oh, no, we don't want people moving here. It was like, oh, you're just the classic, we don't. One person, we don't. You're speaking for everyone on the Isle of Man. Unfortunately, you're not. You can only speak for potentially the people you know, and potentially a very small group of very loud people. If you move here, you will be loved and welcomed, and the Manx people are amazing, and helpful, kind, generous, hardworking. Yeah, don't believe a lot of that rubbish. But you have to fit in. Not for them to fit in with what you want, it's for you to fit in with them and to help preserve their life and their culture and be part of that, not part of changing the island to make it better. Because all that happens is it just gets worse if you try and bring everything, all your baggage with you. So yeah, embrace it for what it is, love it for what it is, enjoy how fortunate you'd be to live here. But 2 years down the line, so where are we now? We love it. We absolutely love the place. It's the nicest place I've ever lived. And I've lived in some great places, not to put down anywhere I've lived before, but I would not go back to the UK. You know, you'd have to drag me back. You'd have to deport me, because this is home, absolutely home. This is my home. The Isle of Man is my home. I will never be Manx. I'll be as Manx as I can be, but I'll never be Manx. I know that, because you have to be born here to be Manx. You have to have grown up here to be Manx. But yeah, maybe my grandchildren, or at least some of my grandchildren might be Manx. Who knows? But it's just the most amazing place to live. It's the best, it's the most interesting, it's the most relaxed I've ever been, the least amount of stress. I've got a few little bits and bobs that, you know, will always get to me and always cause me a little bit of anxiety and stress and things, but actually it's fine. It's a great place, love it. So yeah, definitely a place to think about if you want to move, and don't think about it. There's loads of jobs over here. You might have to take a hit on your finances. You might find it a struggle to move. It might cost you a bit, but you know, it's just the most amazing place to live. And we've seen, especially some of the Manx people who've moved away, a lot of them, as they get a bit older and they start having kids and families, they're moving back. Because as much as exciting it can be to live across or live in another country, across, I mean the UK, living here feels safe, familiar, friendly. Yeah, can't knock it. And we're probably better off than we've ever been financially. We're much happier than we've ever been. The kids are much happier than they've ever been, and so why would we move? So that's about it, really. I'm going to have a little wander over there. I might take you with me, but I promise to do a sort of 2-year rundown. There's probably a ton more questions. Don't forget, last Friday of the month, we do a live stream last Friday of the month. We do that from 8 till 10. Oh, that went on to 10:30 last time. Just get going and going. Loads of people are in there, sort of, you know, 20 plus people generally. I think we had 60 people in total over these sort of 2.5 hours, 66 people or something. But there is loads of people in the chat asking questions, helping each other out, answering stuff with people. If I can't answer it, I've got some Manx people in there, some local people. So yeah, just join me for the live streams on last Friday of the month, and ask any questions in the chat. You'll see I answer just about everybody's question. I try to, and look out. Follow me on all the platforms. So follow me on X, Isle of Man Vicar, on TikTok as the Isle of Man Vicar, on YouTube as the Isle of Man Vicar, on everything as and Instagram, although that's just more clips of the same videos, as the Isle of Man Vicar. But yeah, come follow me on all the socials. Keep in touch. Ask questions. I'm meeting with people that I met with James this week. Came around for a cup of coffee. He's local, who's been watching the videos, and so we've connected. And there's people I know who are coming over to visit later next year that I will visit. I've got people who I'm going to meet up who are moving to the island. There's a couple with. I try not to do the names thing, but there's a couple who's moving over to the island. Hopefully, I think came over for a kind of a job interview or meet the team kind of thing. So I'm really looking forward to welcoming them and their kids. And there's people who are that I will connect to. So yeah, follow me on the socials, ask the questions. If you're local and you want to meet up for a coffee, if I can do it, I will. I do work 6 days a week, but part of my job is meeting with people. So I will try my best to. Tend to do these walks on my own, I'll admit, but we do a prayer walk with the church on the first Saturday of the month. And or you can come along to one of our brunches on the last Saturday of the month. There's a brunch at St Mary's, and the prayer walk we kind of advertise on the Facebook pages. So Arbury and Castletown. So St Mary's on the Harbour, Castletown St Mary's on the Harbour is on Facebook, and Arbury Church is also on Facebook, and you can follow some of the churchy stuff there if you want to. But thank you. It's the sun's setting. It's cooling down. I'm going to get walking. I'm going to pause it just for a moment to switch the camera around and take off this microphone, and then we'll be on our way. I'll have a sip of water because I didn't have a cuppa. And I've been talking for about 45, well, longer than that, but talking like this for 45 minutes. So, I'm going out for a nice meal tonight as well. So now up the Craig na Bar, up on the mountain road, on the course, and I'm going to be meeting with the ham radio buddies for their annual meal. So that's what I'll be doing tonight. But anyway, let's pause for a moment and I'll turn the camera around and we'll have a look at what the view is looking like now as the sun's setting. Yeah, so we're using the same Osmo Nano on the selfie stick. Give you a little idea of what my view is. Kind of nice, isn't it? Bit pebbly, underfoot. I do wonder whether I could get away with the camp out here, but I don't think I would. It's too exposed and too many dog walkers around. It's a cool rock pools though. Be careful not to slip and twist or break an ankle. It's almost just like concrete here. I think we just missed the sun going behind the clouds. See if we can get a view in before we start walking back to the car. Look at those skies. We'll walk back along the path and give you the view along there. Oh. See, somewhere like over there would be absolutely spot on place to camp, sort of raised up and a bit of protection, but there's a lot of anti-wild campers you don't want to particularly upset, and there's far more remote places you can camp. You won't be able to see it particularly, but in the distance there is the drinking dragon. An outcrop that does look like a dragon drinking from the water. Oh, the other thing I want to try with this camera is do some underwater stuff though, especially with these rock pools and things. I'm not going to do that today because I want to reconnect it to the base. I feel like I probably didn't need to go on this little trek. I'm sure it's fine though. Could have just walked back up to the path and walked back, but I was trying to catch the sunset, or some of it, the sun setting at least, so you can get that view. So I've got to be careful not to end up with wet feet, although I've got boots on. These aren't the most waterproof. Wow.
not sure I can describe it. It's just, it is beautiful. And beams of sunshine shining through the clouds. Probably going to get even more amazing. If we were to wait here for an hour or something, we'd probably be quite fortunate in that world. We'd get a bit more of the sunset. Lovely. Right. And we'll look back. Start heading back. The sea's a lovely colour. It's kind of got that grey blue colour to it, where it's the sun's behind the clouds and it kind of reflects the sky above it. That's why you get that kind of real kind of aquamarine blue some days, and then it's like a greyer, moodier other times, and then just at this moment in time we've got the sunlight sort of glinting off the tops of the water. I suppose I should start heading back. I was thinking about heading to Port Erin and picking up some dinner for the family, because I'm out tonight, as I say, going to a meal with the Ham Radio Club at Crackner Bar. So I was going to make it easy for the missus and get one of those all-in-one sort of lasagnas or something like that, or just chuck it in the oven and then eat it. Making it easy doing it on a slope.
If there's anywhere for
Yes, ours is the same. Hello.
yeah. They're normally off the lead bouncing around.
Yeah. Bless him. Beautiful dog. But decided to do a poop on a really steep slope, which he was having to clear up. Holding on to two dogs whilst standing on a steep bank. Makes life fun, doesn't it? Well, let's have a little peek over the wall. The fields, the hills. Can't help it, I love big old stone walls. Work that must have gone into making these. A bit more unusual because they've got like mortar in them, like concrete or something. Some kind of mortar in the cracks. A lot of the walls over here, stone walls, are just stone walls, you know, dry stone walls. Would this be a wet stone wall though? That's the ham radio tower. It has got a camera on it that looks out, and you can actually go online and look for it, and you'll be able to get the view from Scarlett Point webcam. It's kind of cool. That's running all the time. Always that little kind of double check in my pocket just to make sure I've got my car keys and they haven't fallen out when I've been sat down. You never know. This was a necessary thing today. Been a busy time, and it's only going to get obviously busier over the next couple of months, and then I'll be planning Easter. It's kind of the way it is, but yeah, I've got to get home, do some paperwork, order some consumables. I need to order some candles, because we need candles for things like Christmas Eve, and yeah, we'll need them for the carol services and stuff like that. And I also need some Advent candles for both churches, so I've got to get them ordered. Catching the sunset. Photographer who is rushing, I think, to go take some shots, because it's absolutely, you look at that, kind of special. Be the only one.
Hey Jimmy, guess who this boy's been making? Put your lunch in and take the look. We want to come in into the garden to the factory.
Gotta walk up here, and there's the usual. Yeah, you see some lights coming on in the distance from the airport. That's one thing you will get over here, is some amazing sunsets. Like, I mean, ridiculously beautiful sunsets. Peel's really good for that. You can literally watch the sun dropping into the ocean, and the colours are just amazing. I think that's part of the trick though. It's never losing that wonderment of where you live when you live somewhere like this. It's like keep hold of that, because you can become complacent and you can become used to it and forget how lucky you are. There's our ducks. And the huge puddles that they're claiming they can't fix because they can't get the equipment up here, allegedly, something along those lines, something silly. Amazing how they used to build walls on the sides of all sorts of cliffs and build walls, build roads in all sorts of fun, interesting places, and now with all the technology and equipment that we have, it's like, oh, we can't do that now. Strange. Seemed to manage before. Just got an aircraft coming into land at Ronalds Bay. I think it was a Loganair. Can't really see. These poor old eyes of mine. Keep wondering what happens when you turn upside down. Does it do anything? Oh, it just turns and flips. Interesting. So get a really nice shot of the reflection of the water or something. Should we have a look? Hoopla! It did flip, didn't it? When I did that, it kind of... I might actually upside down, recording upside down, possibly. See if we can't. Just playing about. Without getting it wet. It's quite nice. A little wobble when I got up it. That's it, get my feet all muddy before I get back in the car. The heron. Ta-da. So yeah. So is this worthy of a thumbnail? I don't know. Maybe that. Anyway, thank you for joining me on another walk. You know what I'm going to say. All the usual: Patreon, buy me a coffee if you want to support the channel. Perfect, thank you. There is no way I should be able to qualify for monetization now. I've passed the 3,000 hours of viewing, but because there's no AdSense down for the Isle of Man, we can't monetize. So Google doesn't recognize the Isle of Man. It's a bit of a shame, but which would be great if I could just make a little bit of money from adverts and stuff like that. That would just help out a great deal. But anyway, you can support by using Patreon or buy me a coffee, which the links will be in the description, and you can support just by liking the stream, by sharing the the recording, liking and recording the film, the trip, the walk, whatever. Like it, share it, make a comment. Best thing you can do, making comments in them if you're watching. If you're still watching at this point, if you make a comment, that kind of helps massive with the algorithm. So yeah, if you could do that, that'd be great. Thank you very much. Take care. Take care of yourselves. More importantly, take care of each other. God bless, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.